Hey there, guys. What is going on? Sloppy here. This is my second time recording this intro because I coughed last time and just ruined it with a large cough. So when you guys say I don't do anything for you, just remember I took an extra minute out of my day to record this without coughing. So there. Welcome back to this beautiful world, Sloppy's public world, the Sloppinators. I don't know. Do we have a name for this? Our last server was called Dog People Only, and you know, I think we've lowered our standards since then. I've heard some pro-cat murmurings on this server, which disgusts and reviles me. But hey, we're all inclusive, even if you are a second-rate citizen that thinks cats are better than dogs. Let's move past that. Where are we? We're in this fantastic storage room. Apparently, chests cause lag. The more chests you have, the more lag you might have in an area, which makes sense. They're, you know, an entity. They hold stuff. I don't know how video games work. I load up a computer works them. So anyway, yeah, we are over in this storage room. I'll show you guys where it's located in our futuristic city, which I'd like to apologize. I was supposed to have it open and working on Sunday. There was supposed to be a video on Sunday. It was my mother's 60th birthday on Friday night. I was planning on recording on Saturday. What was supposed to be a casual night in turned into... you know, I needed an extra day to recover my brain, so I apologize for that, but yes, by the end of this video, you should be good to go start building in the futuristic city, but please don't stop watching now, because I have to set up some ground rules and whatnot. We're going to try and keep this a little bit more orderly than the Christmas village, so I'll talk about some of that stuff in a second, but yes, we have a wonderful... storage room over here. This is all, I believe, sort of just available to use, so you can come collect blocks from over here or donate blocks to over here, and it can help in the futuristic city. So that's sort of the storage for building in this area. So if you are building a place, please don't use too many chests in it, because we're trying to limit the amount of lag. You know, I know the holiday village, the Christmas village, a lot of people were a bit disappointed because they would go and see it and it would either not load in or take forever to load in. Trying to limit that in this build. But anyway, yes, this is where that teleporter is to go there. Excuse me. Which is cool. I will go throw down some processors and furnaces over there as well, so you can get sort of everything done in one location. But yes, if you guys missed it, last time I set this up, which is a spot to... this is sort of the entryway. It'll be the teleporter from the teleporter hub and how you get to this area. Yeah, so we're going to build a futuristic city in this area, which I am really excited about. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while. I was thinking for our next community project, I either thought medieval city or futuristic sort of city. And I decided futuristic because I found this location and I absolutely loved it. Looks like somebody has already ignored... anyway, somebody changed my light color too. Unbelievable. Blue lights. Ugh, what are we, I don't know who has blue lights. Anyway, yeah, so we are going to be building in this area, and I'm just going to lay out, you know, I think we came up with a few thoughts. So one is we're trying to limit the amount of legs. So we're going to try and limit the number of chests and the number of sort of movable stuff. So try and limit... I don't want to say don't use any of these things, but stuff like grav chambers, anything that has like an animation as a block, you know, try and use sparingly, you know, those can really add up over time. But yeah, one of the biggest things with this area is it is an absolutely gorgeous area. I picked this spot because I think it's just one of the most gorgeous spots on our server. I mean, this is a spectacular landscape, these big mountains. And one thing I really want to do is sort of preserve that landscape. So, I guess the first thing is sort of, if you are going to come and help build in this project, try and preserve the landscape as much as possible. You know, stuff like this doesn't really work. You know, you can build in the mountains, and, you know, we have these little caves and stuff poking out. But we're trying to keep as much as this facade as we can. You can, you know, carve out the inside of the mountain as long as you leave the outside intact, I guess is where I'm going with this. But yeah, I'm going to have these all on signs when you come into the area, but I figured I would try and try and announce sort of some of the rules in this video so that it makes a little bit more sense. So the first thing, really, try and preserve as much of this landscape as possible. You can see down here, this was already strip mined out. And I kind of like that this area is flat. You know, maybe we tried to terraform in between the mountains and whatever. But yeah, try and leave as much of these mountains intact as you can. You know, don't do stuff like this where you're sort of carving out the face of it. And yes, I will. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this video, so please just watch for the next few minutes. I'm going to try and sort of rapid fire some of the rules. I'm just going to write them down first, and then we can talk about them. All right, I thought I would just update the rules as I'm building this little entry platform. Decided to go square because, well, I didn't feel like making a circle. Whatever. This is going to be where you come into the area. The rules are on this nice board right here, which is probably the least futuristic material I could find, the weatherwood wall. So don't alter the landscape. I already mentioned this one. We're trying to keep it as intact as possible because it's really beautiful. The second thing, keep builds under a 20 by 20 width with no height limit. So this is something, it's more just so that everybody has room to build. So that is a 20 by 20, I don't know, triangle. So imagine that as a square. So that's sort of the width limit for builds. I think anything bigger than that, you'd be building something pretty massive. You know, I think that's a really reasonable limit. I mean, if you do sort of build that extreme and then want to build a second thing, you could always just ask in the Discord. We can figure it out. But I just want to make sure everyone has room to build, especially when we're talking about like room to build sort of in this immediate area. Because I know the Christmas Village, towards the end, people were just so spread out that it got a little bit cluttered. So yeah, rule number 2, we're just putting a little bit of a width limit on the size of the builds. I also think sometimes building in smaller quantities sort of pushes you to be more creative. I know it's something I do sometimes with my builds, is just try and limit myself with, you know, I'm not going to use this block or that block, or I'm only going to use this block set. And it really does sort of encourage creativity. So we're going to put a limit on this size. So imagine that as a square. I'm not sure why I didn't just make it a square. We could do that right now. 20 by 20. I think it'll be pretty cool. The other thing that's nice about this is we can really sort of connect everything up. If everything's sort of the same size, I think it will give sort of this vibe like, I don't know, I think it'll sort of be more connected. I think the Holiday Village was really easy to sort of feel and look connected because, you know, everyone's using gingerbread blocks and whatnot. But yeah, 20 by 20, I mean, this is a pretty good size. You know, I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about that. But yeah, no height limit, so you can build something really massive. You can go down underground. Eventually, I think the idea is to sort of hook everything up with tunnels, you know, underground tunnels and whatnot. So if you are building something, try and leave a door somewhere, or sort of a point that can be connected with a tunnel. I think it'd be really cool if we had sort of tunnels connecting everything up and you could walk through it all. But yeah, that's sort of the build limit for now. If you do have something that exceeds that, at least let me know in the Discord. We can sort of discuss it, but I think having something along that size would be pretty neat. It looks a lot smaller up here than it actually is, but yeah, that's rule number 2, and I'm going to build a little bit more, and then we can talk about the next rule. I call them rules, really more like a guideline thing, so that we have a little bit more of a continuity in this area, I guess. Okie dokie, we've got a little bit of a roof on this place. You can see all grass floor, looking pretty swanky. Use some of this reinforced glass. I keep wanting to call it industrial glass to sort of look like it's a little bit supported. Just having the glass looked okay. I sort of liked this. I don't know. It's pretty easy to change if I decide I don't. But yeah, this place is coming together kind of cool. I really wanted sort of the teleporter into this area to be very open so you could sort of see around. It's also just gives you a really great view of sort of this landscape that's pretty spectacular, which is, you know, kind of why I wanted to keep it. Pretty amazing though. Anyway, 2 new rules. No more than 2 chests per build. Honestly, if you're storing more than sort of 2 chests, then just store it elsewhere. You know, chests take up room. you know, we have this. I mean, I was going to say, you know, no more than one chest per build, but let's not be crazy. And if you finish your build, just move the chests somewhere else. We've got this fantastic storage room. Yeah, really just try and store as little as possible because, you know, but then, you know, if you're using chests for decorative builds, try and keep it to sort of under 2, because I know there's some chests that look pretty nice. And no sensors or phasers. Sensors, phasers, they bug out most of the time. They don't work great. They cause a ton of lag. Yeah, no sensors or phasers. They're just not worth the trouble they cause. I was also going to say no teleporters because it's an animated block, but I know people sort of like having their teleporters, so, you know, use teleporters sparingly, you know, no more than sort of 1 or 2 teleporters a build. But yeah, no sensors or phasers, no more than 2 chests per build. We've got room for 3 more rules, but I don't really have any on my mind at the moment. Anyway, this is going to be sort of a biodome, sort of a throwback to the biodomes. I kind of want to go check those out. I probably will later in this video because that was like one of my favorite builds I've ever done. But yeah, I'm just going to keep working, see where we end up. I also put a door up here because, you know, this is the area that people will come to this area. And I figured, you know, we don't have to have people walk all the way through here to get out. So having one up here works pretty nicely. Well, this is more of a general rule. You can see I've decorated this up all nice and pretty. This tree blocks the view a little bit, but it felt really empty without it. I did kind of want to add maybe like a little bench or something in here. But yeah, it looks really nice. I'm really happy with it. Listen to the mods. We have 4 mods. Yeah, Rue, Domas, Zando, and Old Man G are all mods in this world. So, yeah, listen to them. They have the ability to time you out if they're, you know, they're all good people. They all have good judgment. I trust all of them. So, yeah, they have the ability to time out. So if they are telling you something, just listen to them. And yeah, I still want to put a roof on this place. I was just sort of got caught up in doing this. You know, I mixed in a little mosaic villa wall because, you know, I felt a little crazy. I kind of want to mix in something with the grass, but I'm not entirely sure. Brought some matted needles. Thought maybe those could be kind of... It's a little bit too dark, maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure about this. It looks okay, I guess. Yeah, maybe like a little bit more just in this area. Yeah, it's fine. It's not great. I might just replace that. I had to replace all of the dirt that was here. I had like 8 grass blocks and a bunch of dirt. So I put just a ton of dirt down with the grass, figured it would grow. And every time I came back to this area, all of the dirt had just been like, I don't know, refreshed to be dirt again. So it wasn't grass, which was kind of annoying. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to put a roof on this place. That's pretty much all of the rules I think I had. I actually had written a bunch down when I came up with the project, and I have no idea where I wrote them down. Completely lost whatever document that was on. So that's kind of awkward. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to put a roof on this place, and then we can probably call it there. This place came together pretty well. I do want to fix up the exterior, but I may leave that for sort of a different day because, you know, it's, yeah, it doesn't look great. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it, I guess, is my big issue still. Anywho, I'm going to put the top on this thing and see if I could find these rules that I wrote down somewhere. Some people are going to say, hey, why didn't you use arc signs to write all your rules down? Because, I don't know. Leave me alone. No, I just, I don't, excuse me. My voice is going. Ugh. Am I dying? Is this what dying is? You just lose your voice and then bam. Yeah, read rules on board before leaving bubble. I put an arc sign right here so that people, you know, they kind of have to see it. You can't just not see this word. Here's the board. I kind of like having a board. I also feel like having, what is it, a 35 characters max. It kind of makes you condense the rules into very simple, you know, these, they just, you can't, you know, try and finesse your way around the rules. Anyway, the last one, keep it futuristic. I felt like I had 8, but I don't remember. These 3, I don't think were... Keep it futuristic. It doesn't have to be galactic. It doesn't have to be the galactic blocks. It just has to sort of, you know, don't build like a castle here. You know, don't use a ton of stone or something. You know, try and keep it sort of in the theme of the build is sort of the idea. Whatever futuristic means. It doesn't have to be galactic. It doesn't have to be, you know, this block set. It just has to sort of stick with the idea of futuristic. But anyway, I put a roof on this place. I'm not super happy with it. I don't know. I think it looks a little weird. But, yeah, I put lights basically under all the leaves because this place is really dark once you get the glass on. I think it's pretty alright now, though. You know what we could do? I feel like this area needs a light. Maybe put some leaves in the ground or something. Anyway. So yes, that is this done. This is where you'll come in. I'm going to go get a teleporter set up in the community build section of the teleporter hub so people can get here. Also at spawn. And yeah, so those are the rules. I think they're pretty easy. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the Discord or if you see any of the mods online. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. We're trying to keep as much of this terrain as possible. So no digging out the mountains like this. If you do want to use the mountains and have sort of little poke outs, that's fine. But like that's pretty extreme, sort of the size of that hole. But yeah, trying to definitely limit how much you change the landscape. Definitely keep the mountains as, you know, together as we can. Builds under 20 by 20 width. This one might be subject to change if people are really feeling restricted, but I think it's pretty reasonable. I think that's a pretty good size, especially if there's no height limit. You know, if your build's exceeding 20 by 20, we can talk about it in the Discord if you have an idea that's sort of bigger than that. No more than 2 chests per build. You probably shouldn't need more storage than that anyway. Pretty easy. No sensors, phasers. Easy. Listen to the mods. You know, we're all online at different times. I'm not online nearly as much as I'd like to be, but pretty simple. Keep it futuristic. Keep it in theme. We may, you know, I don't think we'll have any issues with that. You know, it's a themed building area, so I'm not sure why anyone would come over here and build, you know, a mud hut or whatnot. Anywho, I'm going to go and do up our little... This looks really good at night. This is gorgeous. It's pretty well lit in here, you know. Not unhappy with it. If I take off these ones... Yeah, that's actually pretty dark without them. What if I try and hide, like, the lighting? I have to hide it. No, that doesn't really work, does it? It doesn't look nearly as good as that last one did because we don't have a torch here. Sorry, I know I'm just not talking now. I get caught up trying to hide lighting. That looks... Yeah, now we can't see any torches. It looks pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to go connect this up at the teleporter hub, which is how everyone can get to it, or from spawn. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys build. This area should be a lot of fun. Futuristic... I'm excited. And if you guys do want to use the galactic blocks, but you do not have the block set, I know that's a bit of an issue. It is a premium set, but some people probably want to build with these blocks that may not have it. You can access it. There's going to be a bunch of blocks. I'm going to go and make a ton of them over at this main storage. So if you go through this teleporter, there'll be chests with these galactic blocks if you guys want to use them but don't have them. And yeah, I'm going to go get this set up now. I'll have to come back to decorate this in a later time, but yeah, to Future City. Yeah, I'll just, I don't know, put some blocks for now. Yeah, Future City. We need a name for this place, so if you guys have any cool names for a futuristic city, leave them in the comments below, because, yeah, Future City is a pretty lame name. So you can get it to it from spawn. I'm on my way over to the teleporter hub to hook it up there as well. And we are set up at the community build section of our teleporter hub over here. And yeah, we're good to go. So there we go. Futuristic city. This is more of a temporary one. I just wanted to incorporate some of the galactic blocks. Bang. If we go through, we should end up, fingers crossed, we should end up at that teleporter. Uh-oh. The longer this takes, the more worried I get. Here we go. Yes, we are here. Beautiful. Excellent. Cool. Well, that is it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you think of those comments down below. If you're excited for this build, let me know down below. Yeah, I think the rules are pretty good. I'm happy with them. I'm excited to see how this area progresses. I'm really excited to see what people build and whatnot. But yeah, leave a like down below. Let me know what you think of those comments. And subscribe for more, all that jazz. We'll probably be working in this area quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao!